Shall we chant Om 3 times?
Yes.
It will awaken us. Bhakti is translated as devotion. Is devotion an emotion? We may say it is not emotion, but in emotion also there are 2 types of emotions: positive emotions, negative emotions. Whereas here, what is called bhakti, devotion, is a positive emotion. How I will tell you. Most of you know Vrindavan, story of Krishna. The cowherd girls, they loved Krishna intensely. Now, their whole being had become that of Krishna, Krishna consciousness. One cowherd girl was wandering about in Vrindavan. Another girl comes, starts speaking about Krishna. Immediately she says, the other girl, Pashyata Krishnoya, look, I'm Krishna himself. You see how that loving emotion has become the reality itself. In the same way, what is called devotion is nothing but a positive emotion to become what you want to become. You may question whether this particular way of being emotional can help us in our everyday life or not. Yes, it can help us. I'll tell you a story, a real story. A famous doctor, known for curing the cancer. The central government decided that he must be given the prize for his tremendous research work, ability to cure and all that. So a day was fixed for giving that prize. This particular doctor lived away from the capital, maybe about 1,000 kilometers. So he has to take a flight. So he took a flight to reach the capital. The flight got some problem midway, had to make an emergency landing in some other airport. He went to the enquiry counter, is there any other flight to go to the capital as soon as possible. The enquiry counter said, we have a flight only after 10 hours. Now, doctor was lost. He had to cover another 400 kilometers. Waiting 10 hours, they're also not sure to get the flight. If you cannot reach on time for the function, everything will be lost. what is to be done, he thought it's better to hire a car, drive himself. So we went to the agency, hired a car, started driving. On the way, torrential rain. He was driving, it was becoming dark, lost the direction. However, he drove some distance, was very tired, did not have any food that day. He thought it is better to take a rest for some time somewhere. He came up to a house where he saw light is burning. He knocked at the door. The door was opened by a young woman. Doctor asked her, "Can I rest for a few hours here?" The woman said, "All right, sir, you're welcome." Then she asked him, "Sir, would you like to eat something?" "Yes. I have not eaten anything all day." She prepared some food for him, served him, and after the food is over, the woman asked the doctor, she did not know who the person was, "Sir, I want to pray. Would you like to join me in the prayer?" The doctor said, "Pray for what? To who?" Woman said, "Sir, I pray every day. In the meantime, a little child was crawling around, crying. The doctor asked the lady, "Who is this child?" "It's my child." "Why is constantly crying?" "Sir, my family doctor has said that he is affected by cancer. I am praying to God to go to a doctor." She named the doctor. It was he. Then the doctor asked, "Why did you go to him?" "Sir, I don't have the means to go to him. So I am praying so that I can somehow get to the doctor, get treated my child." The doctor was overcame by emotion. Now what type of emotion? It's a positive emotion. He told the woman, "I am the doctor whom we are wishing for to cure your child. Now, I am on my way to the capital to receive my prize. I abandon it. I don't want the prize. You come with me, with your child. I will treat your child." Now, the question is, here, woman had her emotion. Her emotion, we may call it devotion, is a positive force that drives the individual to the higher power, force. Now, this higher force must affect in one way or other around all of us, to whomever we come into contact with. Now, what is happening? When she said, "My child is having cancer, I am certain, I am trying to get this doctor," here the whole the personality, emotion of the doctor changed. There is no egoistic attitude at all. He did not say, "Oh, I am going to capitalize to receive my prize." Not at all. The whole emotion transferred to the suffering child, the need of the woman, the mother. He invited the mother and the child to his clinic or whatever it is and served them with all heart and soul. Now, how do you call this emotion? Is it not a positive emotion? Is it not devotion to what is doing? So, you call it emotion or devotion, it is this positive energy that helps us to do the right thing at the right time. Also, this positive emotion lifts us up to the higher state of being, which connects us to all other beings. So this is what what we say, awakening of the heart. In the doctor, the heart was awakened, felt for the child, made him to work for the child. This is not awakening of the heart. So, all our emotions, negative emotions, we need to know as how to transform as a positive emotion. Why do we have negative emotions? We think we want to get fulfilled. Self-satisfaction. If self is not satisfied, then we show our dissatisfaction everywhere in everything. But this expression of dissatisfaction is the answer for our problems. So, here we are made to reflect on what is right emotion, as how to transform the negative emotions as positive. Perfectly right. We all need self-fulfillment. In self-fulfillment also, there are 2 degrees. First degree is the fulfillment of immediate needs. Second degree is that contentment, total contentment. Now, unless we develop this positive energy, positive force, immediate fulfillment also cannot be accomplished, because all the time the negative forces affect our intentions. So here we need to know as how to eliminate the negative emotions. That's why this morning I showed you, place your palm on your heart. Heart is the center of all emotions. Now, how to develop this heart? It is not physical heart, it is spiritual heart. It is not imaginary heart, it is real heart. So, here, in the hearts, you have to visualize the infinite space. For example, like blue space. So consciousness is given to that infinite space. Well then try to imagine a lotus in the midst of the space. Why should we imagine lotus? In imagining imagination also, there are two types of imagination. Imagination of unreal, which leads to all kinds of fantasies. No, it is not at all. Here, the lotus means it is the combination of all cells expressing itself as lotus. Take for example, the yoga teachers may tell you in the heart center, the lotus of 8 petals or whatever it is. The petals are downward. Now, downward means they are not made to open up. Now here, this lotus, it may be 1,000-petaled lotus, whatever, it is real. It is a combination of our cells. Perfectly all right. Now, this visualization or imagination, it is positive. Then, the lotus flower expresses the pure love. It is a symbol of pure love. How are we to know it is pure love? It manifests itself as nectar. Every flower contains nectar. So, as all of you know, the flowers attract the bees or insects or whatever it is, including human beings. Why? There is beauty. The insects draw the nectar. They are nourished. The same way, here, the nectar is the force of life, force of pure love. And this nectar, you have visualized as the ocean of nectar. So, the nectar is the force of life. Then get yourself immersed in that ocean. You may say, if we get immersed in it, we die. How can we breathe? No. It is not there like the watery ocean. You are in the ocean of life force itself, ocean of love itself. Now, when you get immersed in that ocean, every cell, every molecule opens up. Every cell, every molecule is like a lotus, absorbs the nectar. And that nectar is the blood that flows in our veins. Imagine your emotion, consciousness is directed toward something immortal, rare, real. So, every cell molecule absorbs the nectar. It becomes your blood. It becomes your life force. Every cell molecule becomes the force of life, nectar. It is immortal. Well then, we can go to the next step. So this nectar, as we said, is pure love itself. So you can stay on in this state of being as long as you like. Just keep the palm on your heart, because the contact makes you feel that force. Then, if you need, you can just try to connect this heart, pure love, expressing itself as waves. All of you know, you receive the phone calls, your mobile phone. They are waves. The same way here, these waves are infinite waves, waves of pure love. connecting itself to the infinite reality. Infinity. So they become united, unified. This unified state of being is what's called intelligence. It is that unified waves, force, reveal what's called the reality, which is knowledge, which gives you self-satisfaction. So this is one of the ways to awaken the heart. Well then, how can we translate this in our everyday life? It can be easily translated. It is not difficult. How? We have to apply our heart, whatever we do. Why should we apply? In our everyday life, what happens is that if we do some activity, it is for someone else or something else. It's not for me. I am not the benefit. I don't benefit by it. This kind of feeling comes. Is it not negative feeling? Such feelings lead us to various other kinds of problems. Instead of that, we convert that emotion, that feeling, as a positive feeling. Every activity that I do is for me, for myself, for my satisfaction. Whether I get result or not, whether I am disappointed or not, I am sincere. One feels that lightness of heart. So with that lightness of heart, even if you are disappointed, it doesn't affect at all. I can do something else. You can do much better. How many minutes more can you give me?
For this, we can bypass questions and answers and go to 2:45. You've got tomorrow.
Yeah. 1 second.
Questions and answers are at 2:30, but we have about 10 minutes.
No, I've got time till 2:30.
Yeah.
Till 2:45.
At 2:45 it's over, including the questions and
Okay,
answers.
I'll try to finish in 10 minutes. I'll tell you a story. Because if I go on explaining, it becomes too heavy. And it's sleepy time. There were 3 engineers, fresh from the university, very brilliant. They were searching for a job. They applied everywhere, but the answer was no. But they were sincere, they pure-hearted. They would not depend on anyone else for their livelihood. Nor did they ask their parents to help them, because they thought they could do something themselves. Their parents have given enough. Now it is their time. They need to manifest what they have got in them. So, searching for a job, getting answer no everywhere. And the heart says no. You must continue your effort. So that is pure heart. So what happened? All the 3 died on the same day, on the same time. Their souls were directed or brought to heaven. The heavenly door was closed, or no, you have to tap. The door will be opened up to you. That's what they learned. So they tapped at the door was opened. A receptionist came. Asked them, what do you want? They said, we do not know you have been brought here. She questioned them, are you registered here? We do not know. Then what is it? You do not know anything. But somehow she felt some sympathy for that. She opened a register to find out any name is registered. No name is registered. What to do? She telephoned to the director. Director said, if they are not registered, tell them no place. So, what can she do? She said, this is what our director says. The engineers asked the receptionist, where can we go now then? She said, you can go to hell. So, somebody directed them to hell. So when they came to hell, there was no door at all. Usually they could find a room, but then there's no sanitary system or hygienic way of living and all that. They didn't mind it. They slept for the night. Next day morning, they went around, walked around, found there is no proper arrangement for anything, for anyone, anywhere. All the three decided we must do something here. Talk to some people. If you cooperate with us, we shall do better hell for you all. No. What kind of better hell? We come to it. So people were happy. If someone is there to do something, why not? Why should we not come out of this state of being, suffering or whatever it is? So they were all ready. So engineers started working. The three engineers, one was constructive engineer. I don't know how we call them. In France we call architect.
Architects.
Yeah. The second one was electrical engineer. The third one was informatic or software engineer. This has a particular significance, we'll come to it later. So they started working. The constructive engineers started constructing beautiful houses, comfortable houses, air conditioning, yes, perfect, not like this. What did they do? They built a huge column, how do you call column? Yeah. Then they pumped fresh air, cool air from above, non-polluted air, and distributed to every house. So, nature is not destroyed. Everything became natural. People became healthier. So, that is one important point. And the construction engineer started building not only beautiful houses, also beautiful roads. Everywhere, trees, parks, beautiful garden. People can enjoy everywhere, anytime. No fear at all. Now, what did you do software engineer. He installed sophisticated instruments in every house for everyone. Let us say for security, let us say for receiving information, as how to make use of the information for a constructive living and all that. So this is how the entire hell was converted as a better hell, better place for living. People who were all happy. Now, somehow a journalist from heaven sensed something. He came down, went through hell, took photos, because everywhere people are happy, healthy, nature is not destroyed, everything is perfect, everything is beautiful, people are loving, cooperative. So he was very much impressed and took photos, went back to heaven, published a beautiful article on better health. So people were surprised. How is this? Hell has become better than heaven. And he calls it better hell. How is it possible? People were furious. They telephoned to the director. What is it? What this journalist is writing. The director also was furious, because heaven is heaven. There is no other place in the universe better than heaven. So he telephoned to the journalist, called him, he came, questioned him. Is it you who have written? Yes, sir. Have you seen yourself? Yes, sir. Did you go to hell? Yes. So, yes. For everything, yes. Now, imagine, the director said, in that case, I must go myself to hell. So, he came to hell and looked around, he does not find the door. Because he is habituated to the door. You have to tap at the door will be open unto you. It doesn't find any door at all. In the meantime, somebody was coming that way. He asked him, sir, do you know as how to get into this place? Yes, sir. How? Sir, do you have a secret code? No, I don't have any secret code, said the director. No, sir, you must have a secret code here. What is it, secret code? I don't know. Well, come with me. So the man took the director inside. Sir, you are free, you can go anywhere you like. And he asked, the director asked, is there no danger? No, sir. You are free. You can be fearless. So we went around, talked to the people, where all were generous, loving, kind, sympathetic. Then the director asked the people, who did all these things? Sir, we have 3 engineers. It is their tremendous effort that has brought this change in our place. Then the director said, I want to meet them. Sir, have you fixed your appointment? No. You can't see them like that. You have to fix the appointment because our engineers are so very busy. And his egoistic state has to come down. Said, sir, I'm coming from far place. somehow please manage to get me into them. Now, the people in hell, they're all sympathetic. They know what is suffering. They know what other hearts feel. So immediately the man said, all right, sir, come. I take you to the engineers. So the director was brought before the engineers. Engineers, there was no sophistication at all. They received the director, talked to them nicely, and then perhaps they offered him some cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is. So this was strange for him, because in heaven everything is systemized. If you know people, then you will get coffee. If you don't know, you'll be turned out. So he was very much surprised. Director asked the engineers, is it you who did all these things? Yes, sir, but with the cooperation of all our brothers and sisters here. See here, there is no trace of egoism at all. We are all one. We do what we can do, what we should do, unitedly. That is the heart. So, why should we be egoistic? Does egoistic way of being can help us in any way? So that is the significance of this humbleness. So the director said, we have plenty of work in heaven, please come with me. I said, no, sir. We came once, but we are refused. Here, we are happy, people are with us, we feel as one family with a lot of love and respect, consideration for each other. What more do we want? So you see how the heart functions, heart expresses itself. Now the question is, who are these three engineers? Constructive engineer, electrical engineer with the life force. Constructive engineer who constructs the psychophysics. Software engineer who gives you the knowledge. Knowledge is made possible how? By the unification of the heart. So that is why I said, the waves of pure love get connected to the infinity expressing itself as intelligence. So if our techniques or technical people express their technology in different ways, it is this intelligence that gets expressed. So unification of heart with the intelligence to the action is an important factor. That is where we need to awaken our heart. The method, as I have already explained, is the perhaps useful method. Of course, there are other methods as well. I think I should stop here now.
We've got to, why don't you just finish Maharaj and then we'll break for the yoga session. Just wrap it up. 2 minutes. That's great. We'll take questions and answers.
You can interact.
You want, okay. We have time for one question.
Yeah.
Last. Swamiji, so what are the similarities and differences between Bhakti Yoga and Kriya Yoga? And when someone is practicing, is it better to just stick to one path, or can you sort of combine?
In reality, there is no difference. So, well, in Kriya, let's say Kriya Yoga, unless you love what you are doing, it won't bring you effect. So heart is an important aspect of what we are doing. So even if you say Kriya Yoga, the methods that are employed must come from the heart. Well then, you may say you repeat mantra, this and all that. Yes, it also comes from the heart. In reality, there is no difference. There is no compartmental practice or conditioned practices. So everything becomes integrated. Okay.